speed limit. If they did, I don't remember. It was high speed, so I was going, rather fast. And all of a sudden, everything around the car and inside the car, like, was brighter than daylight, where it just like wiped your eyes out. And I pulled off the side of the road, and I should have talked to the car. It was behind me because about 1,000 other feet, I remember seeing the headlights, but they were stopped also. I got out of the car and I was thinking, maybe it's a helicopter, maybe I'm going to get busted by the state police or whatever they're called. But I didn't hear anything. Absolutely dead quiet.
No, it's silent.
And then,
every UFO I've ever seen is silent. They're all silent. They make no noise.
Yeah. And then it was poof, gone. And I told my story to, Peter Davenport, and that's one of the very first, that's what got him into it. He had 2 encounters with UFOs. One of them was like the same thing I went through. And, whatever it was, I'll tell you, it didn't even comprehend to me I got back in the car, it took a little while and it sunk in, So next thing I know, I'm driving and I'm looking in the sky more than I'm looking at the road. But I tell you, I don't know what it was. I just know it wasn't a helicopter and it wasn't an airplane. So who knows what it was? And back in 76.
That's the thing. When you get home and you finally process it, it dawns on you what you just saw. That's happened to me every time, except when I went to ECETI. When I went to ECETI, that was different because it went on for hours and hours. But every other thing I've ever seen, and I've seen multiple UFOs, being unidentified. I don't know, ours, theirs, I don't know. But, every time you get home and then you think to yourself, oh my God, what did I just see?
Well, but here's what is interesting. Years go by, right? Now I'm having some medical issues. So I go into a doctor, right? And they take a bunch of x-rays and stuff, okay? And then I go back, a week or 2 later, and I'm waiting in the waiting room. Now, this is back in mid-'90s, I would think. And the doctor's head nurse goes, well, the doctor wants to talk to you about that piece of metal near your spine. And I'm going, what piece of metal by my spine? And she goes, well, in their x-ray, there's the doctor, she said, will explain. So I get into the doctor, and the doctor's looking, at my back. And he goes, I don't see any, when you're in the military, did you get hurt there? And I go, no, way down, they had to put my tailbone together, but not in my middle of my back. He goes, well, I don't see any scars. I don't see anything. And, I said, well, okay, what is it? And he goes, well, it's a little piece of metal. And I said, well, can we remove it? And he goes, no, because it's, got scar tissue around it. And if we go in and remove it, you could be in a wheelchair the rest of your life. So I started thinking, oh, wow, how did I get this? But then I kind of, I forgot about it. So then one of my sons gets in trouble. Like about 10 years later, where I have to go to court with them for a year, once a month. Now, once a month, I go into a superior court in Tacoma, Washington, and the alarm goes off. Okay? So it gets to the point where, that I have to take my belt off, empty everything. The alarm is still going off. They're doing the wand thing. Hey, okay. At one point, they... besides when you're a big guy and they make you take your belt off, you risk your pants dropping down to your knees. That happened in front of about 100 people. Sure. Rather embarrassing. They even took me one time into a room, right, and had me get undressed because they figured I was carrying maybe a weapon. Nothing there. Okay, well, I didn't think anything of it at all other than, gee, I wonder what it is. What's causing this? But, I kind of, blew it off. And then I had Timothy Cullen on. Now, he was, I think, number 12 or 13 implant removal from Dr. Roger Lear.
Right.
And he saw a UFO. And he looked at it, and he didn't think anything of it, And then, he goes to the doctor, a couple weeks later, and they do x-rays, and they find this piece of metal where it shouldn't be in his arm. And, and the next thing he knows, Dr. Roger Lear, he goes in there, and Dr. Lear checks it over, removes it, and finds that it was an implant. So, I sometimes wonder, when I saw that bright light pulled off the side of the road, who knows what maybe happened? And I'm not saying I was abducted or whatever, but I never, as far as I know in my own entire life, I never got a little piece of metal next to my spine in the middle of my back. It's weird.
Yeah, it's weird. That's it. It's just weird. It's all just weird.
Well,
I think that's why I like it, because it's weird.
Yeah, it is weird. But you know what I do? I avoid anything with metal detectors having to go in anywhere. That is rather embarrassing, let alone having to set the alarm off, and you know it's going to happen.
Sure.
You know, the same way getting on
you're just waiting.
Same way getting on an airplane. You go there, and all of a sudden you set everything off. They all come in there, and they take you in that little special room. No, that's not fun.
Yep.
But I got a funny feeling there is people out there that do have implants, and they don't even realize it.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. I'm positive.
Yeah. Well,
that's a whole nother show, that one.
Yeah, that one's more than a show. But anyway, I want to thank you all for coming on tonight. You always bring, excitement. The listeners like having you on, and you're really prepared to come on the show, and I can ask you anything, and it just flows, and that's nice.
Well, thank you. I enjoy coming on the show, and you're an amazing interviewer, and we always go to weird places, and that's what I love about doing it. So it's always a lot of fun for me.
Again, tell people how they can find your podcast, guys. You need to listen into it. Trust me.
ParanoiaMagazine.com. It's that easy. Just go there. It's all there.
Okay, sir. Well, you have a good weekend that's coming up. Stop posting all these pictures of food when I'm on a diet. Okay? And no more baker. No more beer either, too. I tell you, I go crazy over dark beer. Don't post beer either.
Oh, I hear you.
Okay. You must be outside, because I just heard that car horn.
Yeah, I'm pacing around in my backyard.
Okay, sir. I'm going to let you go in where it's warm.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, sir. You take care.
You too. All right.
We'll
bye.
Talk to you later. Bye. So, Office. So, yeah, I mean, of anybody I've had on there, I mean, he's a walking encyclopedia, from anything with the Nazi bell to UFOs to disclosure, you name it. I mean, he can tell you about all the information you could ever want to know. Again, do you think, honestly, we're going to be getting disclosure? Or do you think it's something that's just kind of created up on the internet, and it's just kind of gone into a frenzy because we want it so bad? I don't know. I mean, I would like to, to me, it would be really cool if we could put an end of it, and if the government did come out and say, yes, we are being visited, because I know we are. Come on. I mean, unless you're one of the people that believe the world is flat, and I don't even want to go there. But I do think we're being visited, and I think it's more often that we think about. So, I mean, I think it would, I don't think society would really break down if they said, hey, yes, there is UFOs. And yes, we, been keeping track of them for years. They don't have to sit there and say maybe they're abducting people. I don't want to know that part anyway. Anyway, tomorrow we're going to have a great show on. We're going to be talking cryptics. We're going to be talking about Mothman, Bigfoot, and all that stuff with Tobias Whalen. And tell your friends about Night Dreams Talk Radio. You can find us at www.nightdreamstalkradio.com. Change the name of the show up here now. It's Night Dreams Talk Radio After Dark. Now, if you're looking for us on the internet, just type in Night Dreams Talk Radio. You don't need to put the After Dark in. That is just a new thing, because we do the show After Dark, and it kind of I thought gave this show a little bit more oomph to it. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. So everybody, I want you to have a great weekend that's coming up, and listen to our show tomorrow. Next week, we're going to be talking about disclosure again, UFOs. Oh boy, we got 2 guests on UFOs next week. And it's going to be that way for the next month or two, if the disclosure comes out or if it doesn't come out. Anyway, I'm out of here. Everybody have a great one.
my friend Gary Anderson on Night Dreams Talk Radio, the best in paranormal radio.
Please check out the Night Dreams Talk Radio website at www.nightdreamstalkradio.com. Also, if you want to keep our show free of advertising, just hit the donate button. Give $1 or $2. Remember, all prior shows are always free to listen to. We at Night Dreams Talk Radio thank you for your support.
If you would like to hear Night Dreams Talk Radio on your local radio station, let them know. Tell them to check out www.nightdreamstalkradio.com, and thank you